All right, today's video is going to be about creating a system that works for you. And before we even get any further in this video, I want to make it really clear that when you see Alex Hormozi's system, that works for him. That's why he created it. When you see like Dan Koh's system, that works for him. It's personal to him. Though they put them out there and share them with you, it doesn't mean that that system's going to work for you, because there's so many different elements and we're all so unique. So whenever I state my system today too, it's like these are suggestions to sample. It's not like this is the only system that works, but this tends to work for everybody when they apply it to their own methodology. So this is more of a philosophy of simplicity, and it really is. And we'll just get straight to this point. It's like most systems that people create, they create on the highest high. They're full of energy, they're full of inspiration, they're dopamined out, and they're like, this is it, this is gonna be it. And they create a very unsustainable system that, yes, in the moment they have the energy to complete, but as time goes on, they're like, oh no, this doesn't work. And then another reason is like you shift so many identities so quick, and this is for somebody who's multi-passionate, multifaceted, and probably a digital creator. Is like, you don't even know what you're going to be tomorrow, right? So why would you build this complex system that takes all of your energy just to roll out? Because I believe it's the opposite, and that's what I want to share with you first, is like making your system so simple that on your most depressed, drained, and like lazy day, you can still complete it. So for instance, a marketing strategy for me right now is to post daily to YouTube, and it takes less than an hour to sit down, film, edit the video, transcribe it, put it in Claude, get all the SEO, get the keywords, create the thumbnail. It's like rinse and repeat, right? And even on my most busiest day, handling 1,000 clients, depressed, hungover from a plant med ceremony, I'm thinking about the worst days of my life, I could still do this, and it doesn't take much effort. It pours through me, and it's very simple, right? And it's like to the point, it's just like, create that in your own way. And it's like, I'll give you some suggestions today. That's my hope. And it's like, even for myself, I'm very clean. And right now my desk is cluttered, which is intentional because I know I have a lot to complete and I hate the clutter. So if I hate the clutter, guess what? It helps me clean it up, right? And it's like, work with yourself in whatever system you create. So for instance, one thing I do here is I learned this from my friend Spencer Burnett, and I loved it. It's like, create a sticky note. When you get that download and you're working on something, create a sticky note, and I'll put them right here. So up here on this portion of my desk is all of my film talk to camera videos, and also in a notebook. And it's like, today I'll rip one, cool, we're doing this one, right? And I'll create sticky notes for video ideas right here, and I can just rip and talk, right? And it's like, all I need is this to create the video, because it's all about the hook. And then from there, I have all this knowledge and wisdom to share with you, right? Then I have sticky notes over here, and one today was like to get thumb drives to send to a client for the job I just filmed. Bing, bing, done. And I was like, cool, I want to get rid of this sticky note. Done. See how that works? I wish I had a trash can over there. I just hit my drone, but you got to make your system so simple and personalized to you that it helps you on your worst days, right? They shouldn't overwhelm you and drain you on your worst day. It should actually empower you to still complete something very simple, because there's no key to blowing up as a creator or as a brand or a service. It's literally consistency. It's like when I post videos to Instagram, people will like them 2 weeks later after they've been posted. And it's like, wait, I posted that 2 weeks ago. And it's like, everybody doesn't see everything you do, but the more you put it out there that is authentic to you without burning yourself out, because you want to keep your energy high while you're also promoting yourself, is the more chances that you can remind that person that you exist. And if it's a service or something that you're offering and they need it, if you're the most relevant and you're in their orbit, they're going to call on you. That's marketing in a nutshell, right? And it's like, you can do all this other stuff, but it doesn't work to that same essence, right? It's all about understanding yourself so clearly and understanding what is the easiest thing for you to do on the hardest day that it can still get completed. And I know what you're thinking, man, this sounds too easy. And when it does get too easy and it gets boring and you're over here like, man, I'm so bored with this system, guess what? Boredom is actually dopamine threshold lowering, where you're gonna have more creativity. That's when you can start to expand. So it's like right now, I'm on 13 days of YouTube posting these videos. Maybe this is day 14. And it's like, I'm pretty bored with it, honestly. So I started a second channel. And that's a really easy one because it's a different market, but it's still talking to camera and it's doing like tarot and stuff, right? And channeling and astrology, which I also love. So it's like once I got bored with this, I started the next. And I'm not posting as consistently on that one yet, but it's more fun. It's a hobby, right? Like this is a hobby too. This is more related to my own branding, but that's more of another aspect of my branding that we're starting to work in. But if I did them both at the same time, imagine trying to pay my bills, shoot 2 YouTube videos a day, upload thumbnails, like it's a lot, right? And it's why people don't post to YouTube too. But it's also like, break that down. It's like, man, that's a lot if you're new to this. But as soon as I started filming these videos once a day, got a ton of ideas of what to talk about. Pretty simple system, takes less than an hour, and I'm able to continually show up on YouTube, which is the most valuable platform for creators like myself to market and grow our brands. Done. And then I got bored with that and I was like, let's start a second channel. And then it's like, if I have time, I'll post to LinkedIn from these videos to LinkedIn, but I also don't do that every day. It doesn't feel right to me. And then on Instagram, I'll post, pictures like 3 to 5 times a week. And I just got something from them the other day that was, see if I can find it. It might be too deep, but it was talking about how I've stayed consistent on Instagram for 5 weeks in a row. And it was showing me the metrics. And I was like, and that's pretty easy, for a strategy. I was like, all I got to do is post dope stuff every few days. Like, perfect, So see if I can find this because it was a pretty good statistic. I can't find it. But the numbers don't lie, honestly. It's like when you can stay consistent with whatever you choose to do and not shift, right? If you're continually shifting, don't try to create a strategy because as soon as you create that strategy and stick to it for a week, you're going to shift again, right? And by that, I mean like identity shifts. Identity shifts, if you can't post consistently and if you can't create a strategy to post within and you're not excited to post, it means you're in between identity shifts. And this is a whole separate video, but it's like if you're here, there, or if you're playing whack-a-mole with all the different parts of you, it's really hard to create a strategy until you can unify it into understanding yourself and your multifacetedness and what pulls it all together, right? That's a whole different video, but honestly, I give you some tips here for simple systems for idea generation would be sticky notes. I carry this around in my fanny pack. I got one of those Lululemon fanny packs. I carry this around. When an idea hits, I write it down, keep it in there, and then when I come back, I peel them off and stick them. Another method is I got that little book. It's in a previous video. They're little like pocket books. They're thin notebooks that can fit in that. Man, I wish I had it. Hold on one second. Let me grab this. Oh man, it's over here. Well, at least my audio is still connected to the camera. So for instance, you can get a nice little pocketbook like this, and this is what I put ideas into. And then I was like, man, the stickies are almost easier because stuff doesn't get locked. And you see it shifting, but it's like we're playing with 2 different models to see which one's most efficient because I travel a ton and I love traveling, right? But then, you got an iPhone note. I don't suggest that because that just builds and gets lost. It's like notebooks like this are really good for idea generation because then you're like, man, we got a lot of pages. We got to go back and, cross some stuff off or sticky notes. When they make a mess, it's like, cool, we've been ideating a lot, which is great for a visionary. But if you're a visionary who doesn't build or you don't have builders around you, then it's like everybody has ideas, but it comes down to a game of executing those ideas consistently. And even inconsistency has a consistency over time. You just have to zoom out far enough to see what the consistency is, right? Other methods, I would say, and then strategy-wise, it's like pick one platform. I got this from this girl, Ramshaw, who's like a YouTube expert, and it's like pick one platform, focus on that platform. And it's like really, really stick to it and stay consistent with it. And when you get bored, spill into another, right? Don't try to expand all at once because you want to take little steps instead of giant leaps. Giant leaps just exhaust you. You got to get energy to take the leap, and then after the leap, you burn out versus like baby step, baby step, baby step, baby step. You can recover and exert yourself very nicely there, right? Let's see, what else is I going to say? So one platform, stick to one medium. Is it photos? Is it talk to camera videos? Is it just keep it so simple? And if you're a multifaceted person, break up the Instagram grid or TikTok grid or whatever you're using in your multifaceted nature. So for instance, like I'm around a lot of musicians right now, pull people into your song creation, whatever it is. Like, here's a new song I'm working on. I want to sing to you. Done. 8 seconds is all it really needs to be now. That's the highest performing, right? And the longer you can hold attention and the longer they watch, the more it's going to throw you up in the algorithm. But don't try to create a 20 or 60-second video for something that's meant to be 8 seconds, right? Like master 8 seconds, then go to 12, then go to 15, then go to 20. Don't try to master the 1 minute mark on Reels, right? Like that's pretty hard unless you got really good long form content. But back to the musician, so they can play. They can also talk about what the song means and the story behind the ideation. That's a little longer format, but it still works. And then the last would be like, share some lifestyle videos of you doing stuff that relates to the music you write and, you know, the lifestyle that you're living and the philosophy behind what you're creating. Like that's brand authority, and that's how people get interested. You know, it's 10:23 or 1:23 on the clock when I said that. And that is like gold. I literally just shared that in a call the other day, and I've shared that with multiple people, and it works really well because I used to be somebody who didn't post because my identity was always shifting, and I'm good at so many things, and that's not a brag. It's just like, it's my reality. My mess was, I'm so good at so many things. I'm so multi-passionate. I'm so multifaceted. What in the heck do I share with the world? And it's me. It's through me. Everything is created. But it's like, you know, on you'll see my photos on Instagram. You'll see my talk to camera videos on YouTube. You'll see some of the shorter lifestyle stuff on Instagram too, with videos and montages. Like I just kind of sprinkle it everywhere on the platforms that are responding to me. And I started with one platform, it was Instagram. And then I grew to YouTube. And then from there, I was like, man, LinkedIn kind of fits me too. And it's like boom, boom, boom. But I didn't try to do them all at once, or I did 5 years ago or 8 years ago. And I was like, this is overwhelming. I can't even create content like I do now. But you get the gist. And it's like, when you can do something that is valuable and very simple and get really good at it and get bored, then you can add another layer, or you get more creative. Then you can add, start at the base. Be so bored that it's so easy that you're like, even on my laziest, most depressed and sad day, I can do this. And then as you start generating it over and over, stack more to it, and you're going to be surprised. And keep it really simple. Like I said, sticky notes in a notebook. Both of these cost less than $1, right? I mean, they're probably $1 a piece. And then a pen. Get a good pen. I really like nice pens. That's all I need. And I can carry it around in my fanny pack, because one of my big goals is to live in a different Airbnb. This is actually my only goal right now, is to live in a different Airbnb in a different country or city every month. I love traveling, and I pull so much from the land, and I love to endlessly learn and immerse myself in culture and then share it with people in my life. So that's my goal. And it's like, as a nomad, it's like literally all I need is my backpack, my computer, my hard drive, Wi-Fi, my camera. And that's about it. I mean, that's really it. As long as I have Wi-Fi, a computer, a hard drive, my camera, I can fully sustain everything I'm doing now. And that's a big leap for me, because previously I used to have to be where I was at to shoot video. Then I had to edit, and it was a mess. And I love traveling, and I'm like, how am I gonna travel like this? And I was like, nope, declutter. And that's what it's like. The simpler you can make it, the easier it is to follow, the more you can do it, the more confidence you get over time, which is confidence is simply just repetition of a habit. Once you do it so many times, you're gonna be confident. Then you're gonna get bored. Then you're gonna get creative and expand. And then before you know it, something that started off as simple as like 1 video a day to YouTube, or maybe posting three days a week to Instagram or TikTok, is gonna turn into a massive following, brand authority, and you're gonna be that creative that you always known you can be, but you're not gonna have to go through the stress and pressure and anxiety and all those negative feelings to get what's already meant for you. So simplify it, keep it simple, create your own strategy. Also pull from some of the strategies of people out there, but also build your own unique strategy that is so simple that on your most tired, depressed, and lazy day, you can complete it with ease. Peace out, y'all. Have a good day.